Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome. I see I'm going to have to make some adjustments to my screen. Fix a couple of things. Happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday, January 10th, 2024. Let me know in the chat, how is the sound? Have new computer. I can plug my microphone into this one. So I think things should be good, but give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Make sure that it is okay today. Hello. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see so many of you here today. Oh, good. Jennifer says that she won the Pretty Pink Posh gift card from their site. That is amazing. I love that so much. Susie says they had a snowstorm this morning in Georgia. Yes, we have tons of snow here, but the sun is shining today. So good. Yay, sound is good. Yes, I kind of think that my computer, I know I told you guys, but I had spilled something, and I think that it just gradually degraded over time, and it was time to upgrade anyway. My beautiful new MacBook is here. I love it so much. So hopefully this is going to solve all of those audio issues we were having before. I'm so happy about that. Oh my goodness. Hello. How is everyone? How has the last couple of weeks been since I've been here to chat live with you guys? Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what your weekend plans are. I love hearing from you guys. Are you guys into the Valentine's crafting as well, like I am? Let's see. Bonnie says it snowed in all week. Oh no, Bonnie, are you starting to go stir crazy? I had to go out. I had to make a FedEx run. Super exciting, you guys. I had to do some last minute extra samples with my spring collection of felt stitch and create dies for spellbinders, and I had to run them to FedEx yesterday, and as hard as I tried, I did not get them stitched before the snow started. So I had to head out into the snowstorm. It wasn't so super bad, but I've been out and about in the snow. Valentine's and football, Allison says. Just so much snow in Kentucky, Nikki says. Kathleen says sound is good. Perfect. That makes me so happy. So happy, and I'm so glad to be able to plug my mic in and have it work again. So, all good. Excellent. Well, today we are going to focus on Pretty Pink Posh products. Pretty Pink Posh, say that 5 times fast. I don't know if that even came out correctly. Always brings their A game with Valentine's, really all of the time, let's be honest. Paulina has an amazing collection of products, but I am a heart girl. You guys know this. I'm sporting one of my heart sweaters today. I love hearts for all times, and I thought it would be really fun to play with some of her new products. Even if you don't have any of these products, hopefully you can take away some of the techniques and ideas I'm sharing today, shop your stash, see if you have some fun hearts and stencil backgrounds and all of that good stuff, and create something similar. Oh no, did I say 2024? It's 2025. That's going to happen for a while. Oops. Oh no. Yes, Beatrice says Pretty Pink Posh always has amazing releases. It is so true. And it is really a very good assortment and array of product. So everything from stencils to dies to stamps to embellishments. There's just a beautiful mix of products. Oh, Rochelle, thank you so much for the nice comments on Vlogmas. Jennifer says her prize from Pretty Pink Posh is already spent. I love that. Okay, we're going to flip the camera around, and we're going to talk about what we're using today. You can see I've kind of laid out the design. I have really been drawn to a different colorway, I guess, if you will, for Valentine's this season. I like all colors, but this season I have really been loving this Barely Peach color from Spellbinders. This is Dahlia and Crimson. These are all Spellbinders colors. A little brushed gold also from Spellbinders. And then this beautiful shimmer cardstock vellum is from Simon Says Stamp. So that's kind of the gist of this today. And then this is an alabaster background instead of white. Alabaster is a Spellbinders cardstock color as well. It's kind of a nice creamy color. So if you have any kind of ivory or anything like that, that's going to be really nice. Hi, Paulina. Paulina just popped in. You guys, if you want to say hi and give her all the love for her latest release, that would be amazing. So let's see. Okay. Michelle says she was expecting some things to arrive today, but with the storm, they may not. That is true. There's lots of delays out there. We just have to be patient. So I have kind of laid out, you are getting the idea of what we're starting with today. But we are going to start by creating our background. And I wanted to talk about this before we dive into the creation. When I am designing a card, I always like to design, obviously, we're all drawn to the focal point. In this case, it's going to be the wonderful layered hearts. But what I always like to keep in mind is, what do I want to do for the background? I talk about this quite a bit in my videos, that I am not a very good plain background kind of crafter. I admire it so much, but I generally like to have something going on in the background. And in this case, it's going to help make our hearts stand out, because right now they're kind of going to get lost if we just adhere it like this. So whether you're going to emboss your background, maybe you want to do an embossing and blackout technique, or you want to do a background stamp, whatever the case may be, something is going to help draw your hearts out and really make them prominent. In this case, we're going to use this wonderful grid stencil. Now, there's tons of great new stencils in the release, but I wanted something that wasn't going to compete with these hearts on our card. So the layering stencils for me were out today. I contemplated, there's a wonderful circle background. I'll show that. There's also this wonderful circle background, and then there's a diamond background, which I think might still be on my drying rack because and it's been there for over a week. But it was also in this release. Any of those would be fantastic because they're more of what I call your basics. Things that can be used all the time with all kinds of cards because they are very general type of designs. These are my most often used kind of stencils, and I love that. So we're going to actually use the grid today. I liked the square as opposed to the rounded edge of the hearts, circles. Since we have hearts with that rounded edge, I felt like the grid might be a really nice contrast. Tabitha is telling Paulina that she bought almost the whole release and that I won't be surprised. This is very true. So you might notice that I'm going to do a 5x7 card today. You could also recreate this in a more or a smaller size, an A2 size, if that is what you prefer. I've really been liking doing some 5x7s lately, so that's what we're going to do. But you can take your 6x6 stencil, especially with something like this. The hearts, the diamond, and the square, this grid are all going to be very good for being able to utilize it for 5x7. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to kind of move my little pre-plan here out of the way. Oh, and you know what else? The Valentine holder editions, I don't think I mentioned that, but we are going to use some of those for this as well. That's going to be some things like the little stitch tart. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to that part of the card. Catherine loves this die set, yes. So we are going to begin with our grid background, and I'm going to kind of just be able to piece it together, if you will, since my 5x7 background is a little bit bigger than what we're going to be using today. And I have pulled out a couple of dark colors of darker colors of ink. We're going to be using Punch and Cabernet kind of in a blend here on our background. I think we're going to use Cabernet. That's an iffy. Wendy says she has a heart embossing folder she needs to dig out. Yes. So we're going to start with this Punch color. Oh, Heather says her Pretty Pink Posh goodies are out for delivery right now. I love that. And I'm going to use a fairly light hand, and I'm going to start blending this into our background. I'm working on a Glassboard Studio glass mat today. You know what I need to do? I need to magnet down the top of this before I get too much further without attracting every die that is close to me. These magnets are so strong. All right, there we go. Oops. I'm just going to be attracting all of my stuff today. So we're going to work this Punch color in. Right? It is Punch, isn't it? Yes. I had to look. Into our background first. Now I want to do my background first because I do want to add a little bit of spatter to my background today, and I want that to dry, and it can be drying while we are assembling our hearts and putting together all those pieces, stamping sentiments, etc. When you're designing, always kind of be thinking about what can you be, oops, I just smudged that. Well, hopefully we can cover that up. I'm not going to start over. My philosophy is if I do that, I really try to just disguise it later on. Maria, I will do my very best. Does anyone have fun weekend plans, or are you just going to be able to craft? Does anyone else have Christmas to take down still, like I do? I will admit it. I started, but I still have a lot to take down. This is my 2 thumbs down, that is what is on my agenda this weekend. Oh, thank you so much, Paulina. I tried to go with my themed clothing for today. Okay, I do think I'm going to pull that color. Sometimes I like to just do it in the center, but I really think we are going to maybe do a little heavier hand this time. All right, let's go ahead and still use our Punch ink, and I'm actually going to take it all the way out to the edge. I've changed my mind, as one maybe does when creating. So let's start with that first. Because what I think we're going to do is take that darker color, now the Cabernet color. Let's go ahead and finish with the light color first. And we're going to go around the edges for that. So like, oh gosh, that's what I was afraid of. I probably better hold it down, huh? These magnets are super strong. Let's see, reorganizing a craft room. Oh yes, isn't that always? Kathy has all of her Christmas down and stored. I'm so jealous. Mine will be. That is the first thing on the agenda. I want to get that all down, out of the rest of it, all down, out of the way. I also kind of purged some things. They were things I actually hadn't even put out this year, but I need to make a run to donate or something. Let's see. Yes, Sandy says that it's time to donate some stuff because she has too much. Exactly. I've done a little bit of that here in the craft room. So now I'm going to do a little Cabernet, which this color to me really complements that crimson color of cardstock beautifully. So I'm going to try to use a super light hand and go around the edges with this color. I don't want to go too terrible dark. At least not to start with. I always love the starting process of a card design. You never know how it's going to go. Are you going to like it? Is it going to be a fail? A lot of times I'm like, ugh, I do not like this at all, but I just keep going and I end up loving it. So, oh yeah, that's good. I think I'm going to like this a lot better than what I was originally thinking. But I love with the grid, you're so easily able to line it up with these bigger backgrounds. My favorite thing. All right. We'll just go around these edges a little bit. Oh, nice, Carrie. Does anyone decorate for Valentine's Day, or do you have like if you have your Christmas down and put away, do you decorate for January like with snowmen or anything like that? Let me know. Rachel, you and me both. I need to do some work in my basement. I actually told my youngest son that was going to be something we do on a weekend sometime. I know he's real excited about it. And that was totally sarcasm. He's not excited at all that Mom wants to clean up that basement. Got some craft goodies today. Oh, good, Tabitha. It's totally, yeah, I just think that over time, I knew that I had boogered up my sound, but it got worse and worse. And I should have ordered the computer before, but hey, I got it now, so all is well. So happy. Oh, Laura says she took her Christmas wreath down and replaced it with a snowflake wreath. I love that. Okay, this background, I love. So simple, so pretty. Now, before we I'm going to use some white splatter from Spellbinders today, but before we do that, I thought it would be fun. We are going to incorporate a previously released product from Pretty Pink Posh. I am a huge fan, no one is going to be surprised, of all of the sentiment strip stamp sets. And we are going to take some of these and we are going to do some text stamping on our background just to give it a little bit of a fun, texty look. So I'm just going to take an acrylic block. And I think we're going to use a little bit of the Hugs and Kisses. I really think I want to use maybe a couple of lines of text. So we're going to combine some of these sentiment strips and use them kind of as a grouping to stamp text all over our background. So let's do that. I like You Have My Heart. And we're really just going this isn't exactly probably where I'm going to stamp them, but I want to just kind of group a few things together. It really doesn't matter, I suppose, which ones we use because it's just a design element, not necessarily our sentiment in this case. And then I'm just going to, that's upside down. Thank goodness I noticed that. Oh my gosh, I would have been mad. You guys are probably screaming, hey, that's upside down. Oh my gosh, Wendy, that's awesome. She said she hired a professional organizer. Oh, I love that. Okay, we're going to take our Cabernet color. And here is my little grouping of sentiments. So I'm basically using this as my little text, my text background. And we're going to go in, and it's okay if it's not perfect, because again, it is just a design element in this case. And I am going to start using a little bit of that second generation stamping as well. Although that's not really going to, let me see. Where does a scrap piece of paper go? Let me use this. Well, yeah. Because I want some of my text to be lighter than the rest of it. Let's see. Let's do a little bit here. Okay, that's good. Just a little bit of text. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. I'm glad you like the background. All right, once I'm happy with how this looks, we are going to add that white splatter and allow it to dry. And I love using a plastic box like so. And let me find it. Okay, I have a pretty smallish paintbrush here. We're going to take a little bit of our white splatter. I'm just going to put a little bit in my box. And see how it doesn't really tap off? I always add just a little water to it. Out of whatever you're using. Whoops. There we go. This should help make it move and give us that nice, beautiful splatter, whatever you want to call it, all over. You definitely want to do your stamping first. So after you do your stenciling, whether you use an all over background stamp or image stamps or whatever, that way it's underneath what you have used your spatter on. And that is going to be set aside to dry now. Let's see. Tabitha said she had 2 weeks off and she was going to organize, and that didn't get done. You have been a sewing fool, Tabitha. I love all the stuff you've been sharing. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. Let's go ahead. I'm going to just take my greetings now. We're going to set these aside. And we're going to work on assembly. And I want to show you guys this set. I have mine here on a couple of magnet sheets. And it comes with 4 different hearts and tons of different layering pieces. You can use these in all kinds of ways. I think that I want to make some additional hearts to hang and make like a little Valentine's tree for my craft room. That's what I'm thinking I'll do eventually, because I love the size of these. They're not super huge, but they're not teeny tiny. They're just the perfect size. You can use these hearts for different things. You can use these greetings for different things. There's lots of ways to utilize them. I'm going to be like layering on the components on top of the base heart today in my video, but you could also take these and cut them from different sections and place another solid heart behind so that it's more of a element in that way if you wanted to. Just lots of, it's really unique. I love this set so much. So we're going to start putting it together. Yes, Laura says never-ending combinations with this set. 100%. All right, we're going to get our glue press. We're going to get our embellishment wand. We're prepping. And we're going to get some tweezers because I know that we're going to need all of these to help make this seamless. And I am going to zoom in just a little bit. Now that that background is done and drying, under a pile of papers, I love your username so much. And we're going to start layering on. So my solid heart in this case is that crimson color of Spellbinders cardstock with the barely peach color on top. I don't know what it is about this Barely Peach, but it is one of my favorite colors. And I'm going to do all of my base layers here first. And then we will start layering on all the fun little extra goodies that really, oops. There we go. Don't want that to be not straight. That will ruin the whole thing. Let's do a little glue here. What did Lori Craig say? Lori did spend most of her vacation, oops, wrong one, cleaning up. I can attest to that because she told me. All right. I want that to be lined up as best as possible. I really have got to get this craft room under control. I've managed to keep my guest room clean. Not that I've had any more guests since Christmas, but... Okay, now I am going to do, through this little red stripe here, some of these little gold hearts. And what I think I'm going to do so that I can make sure they're even is I'm going to put my dabs of glue down. And then I'm going to go in with my embellishment wand and pop them in place. I would love to hear from you guys. What has been your favorite Valentine's product that you've seen released so far? It can be Pretty Pink Posh or otherwise. I'm just curious if there's something you're really loving. Oh, Vivian, I love that idea. Vivian has a great idea. Let's put that up here on the screen. She says she can imagine using these in red, white, and blue for a patriotic. I love that. That is a wonderful idea. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, I don't think I'm going to add these quite yet, but I am going to take this floral from the Valentine holder add-on, and we're going to be adding this when we add this to our card background. I have talked about this before. I think it might have even been in my Rosette video live from a couple weeks ago, or the edited version. And I don't like to, I think it ruins the aesthetic just a little bit to do some green leaves in a card that doesn't really lend itself to greenery. I definitely love greenery in my Valentine's cards. You'll see that in the other Pretty Pink Posh cards I created. Those really lent themselves, in my opinion, to adding the greenery. In this case, I didn't think the green would look good. So instead, I've die cut my greenery from some of that shimmer vellum, and I think it's going to be really, really pretty. Oh, Mandy loves the Pretty Pink Posh Ghost for Valentine's Day. Yes, it's absolutely adorable. All right, let's work on our next heart layer. And we're going to start with the base again. Marcy, that's okay. You still are here for plenty of it. Let's see. Joanne says Simon Says Stamp. Joanne, what specifically from Simon Says Stamp do you love? Maybe I can show you a sneak peek of my Making the Cut project. Only a little peek. Remind me at the end and I'll show you. That'll be next week, I think. And I love it. Shimmer is so pretty. I agree, Margot. Valentine Ghost for the win. Oh, you guys are loving those. I love that so much. Okay. Blonde Card and Crafts. That's hilarious. I love it. Oh my goodness. Paulina, I think people are loving it. There's a lot of love for your Valentine's ghost here in the chat today. I am loving that. Okay, so for this heart, the base is the Barely Peach color. I wonder if it kind of almost, you can see that little pinkish or peachish tone to it against the ivory of my sweater. Then we have the Dahlia and then the Crimson. Now, I love that little scallopy doohickey. That's the technical term. These are a little bit long, but I'm going to lay them down and then just trim off the excess because I liked the idea of the stripes kind of alternating, if you will. Oh, Kathleen, thank you. I'm so glad you like the Making the Cut videos. I love creating them. Yes, you guys are loving the Valentine's ghost. That is so much fun to hear. And if you're just joining, Paulina is here in the chat. I don't know that she'll be here for the whole thing, but she's here. So you definitely give her all the love for the wonderful, wonderful release. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a minute before I trim that down and trim it away. But I do have all these cute little XOs. And this is from this die right here that comes in the set. And we're going to put those right across here. So let's start in the middle. And I have die cut these from Barely Peach and the Brushed Gold. Yes, thingamajigger, 100%. Thingamajigger, thingamabob, who's it, what's it? I have lots of names for all the things when I can't think of the names of them. Crafty technical terms, exactly. I love all of these little pieces. Make sure that when you are using any of these little teeny tiny pieces that you have a pair of tweezers, an embellishment wand, both, whatever the case may be. It will greatly help in the assembly and for not making you crazy. I don't know what we did without all these wonderful tools. Catherine is loving Barely Peach and Alabaster. Same. They are two of my very, very favorite colors from Spellbinders. Oh, that's awesome. Tabitha has a great comment. I'm going to pop this one up here for you guys too. And I think this is such a nice compliment to Paulina. She says that she copies or saves all of the Instagram and blog hop ideas so that she can use them in future card creating. And I love that. Oh my goodness. Blonde Cards and Crafts says in Ireland we say Yokamabob. I want to adopt that. That is fantastic. I love that. That is so awesome. Oh my gosh. This is so, to me, this is so relaxing. I love all the little assembly. We're just going to snip this, clean it up. Okay, you guys are going to have to keep me accountable. I have to clean up my Christmas this weekend. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. Oh, that's so nice. Tabitha, or pardon me, Paulina is responding to Tabitha and she says that she always strives to provide lots of inspiration and she is very, very good at it. So that is wonderful. Thank you so much, Paulina. All right, last heart, and then we can do some fun sentiments. And kind of start pulling it all together. Something I love about this card idea. There's a lot of things going on, but this isn't a card that necessarily takes that long to put together. Probably the most time-consuming portion of this is gathering your die cuts to die cut all the little parts and pieces, which, yes, I did do off camera, but no one's got time for that, to watch me do that. No, thank you. So I try my very best to have that part done. Thank you guys for giving Paulina so much love. That is so kind. Oh, this is going to be cute. Okay, this is one of my very favorites from the set. I love this little chain of hearts. You guys know me. Any little hearts anywhere, I'm here for it. And we're going to be left with this nice little space right here, and we are going to use the love die. And I did die cut that, and I didn't die cut it from the solid heart. We're just going to layer the letters on in this case. But again, this would be one of those where if you wanted to, you could die cut it from the heart and layer another contrasting color behind. Kathy wants to know when the next Pretty Pink Posh release will be. If Paulina puts it in the chat, if she wants to, I will say it out loud. I don't know. But if Paulina puts it in there, I will let you guys know. Oh, good. Crafty Toad says that Pretty Pink Posh is one of her favorite companies. And again, another vote of love or comment for love for all of the wonderful inspiration. Okay, I need to clean up some of my glue here. When I'm messy with my liquid glue, I like to just take like the tip of my tweezers or a craft pick or whatever and just kind of go along the edge and clean that up. It's going to dry clear, but I do try for the most part to clean that up. Let's see. Paulina is saying there is going to be a birthday themed release in honor of their 11th birthday late in February. Oh my gosh, Paulina, how has it been 11 years? And I'm only 3 years older. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I love their birthday themed products, so that is super exciting. I think I started not in the right place for this, but I might have to go with it. Yep, they're glued down now, and I don't really want to re-die cut it. Oh, awesome. Lori says she's on a quick break from work so she can catch a little bit of the live. That is fantastic. Yeah, I didn't center this just the best, but I think it'll be okay when it's on the card. Dang it. Oh well. All right. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute and let's work on some of our greetings. This is what actually happens too when I'm not live. Oh, I am going to love it. She says lots of dies in this collection. Oh, I'm already so excited. Okay, now I need to figure out, let's take our background here. Let's see how it's looking. Oh, look how good this looks. What colors do I want to do my greetings? So this is from, let's show that stamp set that's new. Whoops. Let's move my magnets out of the way because they are just grabbing on to everything on my desk. What did I do with the stamp set? Here it is. So this is the new stamp set from this release, and it is that classic Pretty Pink Posh fun font, and we're going to do Valentine's greetings, and there's all kinds of wonderful greetings, and of course there's coordinating dies for them, and look how nice and close they cut. So I want to use my Valentine's greetings, but I also want to incorporate, I think, one of these like let's see, Valentine's greetings, and then like sending all of my love. I really like that. So take your previously released product and definitely mix and match with things that are brand new. That is my absolute favorite way to create. I also have pulled out my sentiment strips, and we're going to be using this new stamp set. Well, let's put the packaging behind it so it stands out. Oh, dang it. This is the upright greetings. So there have been several of these come out in the last few releases, and we are going to be using a couple of them to dangle from the flower. All right, let me clean up everything I just dropped. That's awesome. And what I think we're going to do is I'm trying to decide if I think, do we want to do our greeting on red? Let's look at it. We're going to stamp and emboss, and I think I want to do red. Yes, I do. So for this part of our greeting, we're going to use some of that crimson cardstock. And for the new greeting, we're going to stamp and emboss this using some of the ivory embossing powder, or cream. I guess it's called cream. So let's first put that there, and then I think we're going to do a sentiment strip with the rest of our greeting, and we're going to emboss that in antique gold. Uh-oh, I wonder where my embossing ink pad went to. We're going to have to use my broken one. Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. So I'm going to prep my cardstock first to kind of I want to keep it as clean as possible. And I'm using my broken ink pad. I know, I still have it for backup. I have another one, but I must have it in a bin somewhere for working on a supply list. Generally, that's what happens. And I probably just haven't put it away yet. That's on the agenda for later this afternoon. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it a couple of times. Hopefully that's going to give me super good coverage. Laura says she loves the vertical greetings. I love this. For when she forgets to plan a spot for the sentiment, right? That is a fantastic point. So what I want to talk about with this cream embossing powder, sometimes white is not the right option. And this is one of those cards. Everything about this card doesn't feature white. I didn't use like the white shimmer cardstock from Spellbinders or a white. Well, I didn't stamp this good at all, so we're going to have to redo this. So cream in this case is going to be the best option because it's really going to work good with the rest of the colors I'm using. Let's just cut this off. I don't know what I did, but we're going to have to start over. And let's put that somewhere where I don't make a mess. It happens. Embossing ink pad down. Oh, I know. It's so bad. It's so bad. I know it's somewhere. I'll find it later. Okay, let me prep this again. Did I put this? No. I should get my paper trimmer out to cut this straight, but why do that when we can wing it? All right. Let's just stamp it once and see if we get a better result. I pressed too hard. That's what that looks like. Okay, that looks better. Let's just stamp it one time. Frank hears icicle falling from, the icicles and the snow melting off the house, and so he thinks he's tough. He thinks someone's here, probably. All right. Oh, so much better. I probably should have cleaned my stamp too, but we're just going to take a little paintbrush. Let me find a fine detail one. Sometimes this happens, and I'm just going to remove any of the little messy things I did before I heat emboss that. Paper trimmer not needed, Michelle. I mean, it's not like it's far away, but it seemed like it was going to be too much work to get out. Oh my gosh. Okay. And let's heat set this. Susie is telling Odin and Frank hello. Hello, Linda. And I love how this cream embossing powder looks. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so there's one of our greetings. And I'm just going to, let's go ahead and just clean this up so I don't have a mess. Vivian loves this color of embossing powder. Yes. And I have really been into using the cream lately. And imagine using it like for snowflakes. If you're still working on like January snowflake, snowman type of themed cards, I love doing that for birthdays and whatnot. I think that that would be so pretty for snowflakes. All right. We're going to put down Sending All of Our Love from the Valentine Sentiment Strip set. And let's go ahead and prep this. Lori says that she loves the Pretty Pink Posh fonts. They're so pretty. I do too. I do too. And I love that no matter what year really that you are using them from, you're going to get that beautiful consistency. So everything goes together so well. That's something that I love from companies, is when the things go together and coordinate from year to year. Okay, let's get our antique gold out. So for my little sentiment strip, I am stamping that on the Barely Peach. And we're going to emboss this one, pardon me, in that antique gold. And that should help bring out the brushed gold color from the cardstock little accents that we have. Oh, yay. Hello, Allison. Bye, Mandy. Linda, no worries on being late. You can always catch the replay, or you can rewind to the beginning. And you can watch me on super speed. I love doing that. I'll sound a little bit like a chipmunk, but that's a fun way to catch up as well if you want to watch from the beginning. Okay, so let's look at this first, and we're going to grab this sentiment strip set. I need to put these on one of the Lawn Fawn magnet sheets. They are so much sturdier than this one. This one is kind of a mess. Everything keeps falling off. So I want to cut this into a little strip of some sort. And I think we're going to use this one here. I need to also clean up those tabs, don't I? Oh, yay! Linda says she ordered the release on release day and she thinks it's getting ready to ship. I love that. All right. So I am going to trim this into a little strip. Actually, was there a shorter one? There was. Why am I not? Let's check that one and see. No, that one's too short. Here's one that's in between there. Let's try this one. I always forget that I could. Oh, this one's a little bit shorter. Let's do that. We'll still have to run it through to get it to fit perfect, but that is a-okay. All right. I am going to die cut our greetings, and then we're going to start assembling everything. We do have a couple of extra little banners to do. Oh, I am so sorry. I must need to fix something with the, they used to go automatically go off, but with the new computer, I probably have to reset up something in my eCam. So thank you for reminding me, Erica. I will have to figure out why it's not automatically going off. Okay, once I've die cut one end, I'm going to line it up where I want it to go on the other end. And I know it's hard to see here, but you can feel it kind of pop into place in those little stitching lines. And we're just going to run it through so that the other end trims up. This is a great way, if you want to shorten your sentiment strips, you can do it really, really easily. Let's see, Linda says, oh, she loved... Oh, I got her on Tuesday with the cute fox. Isn't that fox from the release the cutest? I agree. Absolutely adorable. Oh, there's our little sentiment strip. Okay, so I'm going to buff away with a dry cloth any of that remaining powder from around Valentine greetings. And I actually don't think I've opened this yet because I used this set without the dies the first time. And we are going to take the die, no trimming required. Now all of Paulina's sets come with untabbed dies, which is amazing. My favorite thing ever is not having to cut apart dies. And let's get this. Let's see. Michelle says she hasn't ordered yet and it's killing her. And several others are chiming in. I love that. Okay, so we have our pieces now and let's start our assembly process. And of course we're going to pop things up with some foam. Oh, I know. Susie says, woohoo, no tabs. Oh, thank you, Linda. She says she loves the hearts on my sleeves. I dressed to match the theme of our projects today. I would love to tell you it was a coincidence, but I did it on purpose. For sure. I grabbed out of my extra closet in the guest room is kind of where I put like out of season clothes. And so I was putting Christmas sweatshirts and tops away the other day and I got out my Valentines and I thought, oh, let's go ahead and get those out. So we are going to start. I'm not going to press that down super hard just yet. Let's double check our placement for everything else. This one's going here. Okay, I want to talk about this as far as assembly. So when I was looking at this, and this is something I do a lot, I kind of broke it down into 4 quadrants, if you will. This quadrant has the largest heart. This quadrant is going to have our greetings and probably some sort of little hearts as well, just to kind of round it out. This quadrant is also going to have hearts, but I am going to offset it with my second largest so that this side of my card isn't as, super heavy. And then this quadrant is going to have the smallest heart that I'm using. Details do matter, 100%. I am all about the details. And I often, before I ever die cut anything, I will take a piece of paper. For example, when planning this card, I took a 5x7 piece of paper and I just laid the dies out on the piece of paper so that I would have a very good visual representation of what I wanted to do. And then I started die cutting, because originally I had thought I would do hearts in all 4, but I really quickly found out, even on a 5x7 card, I didn't think that they were going to fit the way I wanted them to. And it doesn't have to be like a super hard and fast, like it has to be exact. Just visually, that's kind of how I broke this down. This little XOXO is from the Valentine holder add-on. I actually think I might have done it this way. No, I like it better the other way. All right, let's take some little squares for this one. Vivian says that she appreciates the untabbed dies so much. And yes, Paulina says she's so glad that she can provide that. I am so grateful. So many of you guys are saying you love that. So to round out this quadrant, we're going to have a couple of extra hearts. And let me show you what set these are from, because I don't think I showed that. And I did set it over here to the side. So these are the Valentine holder add-on additions. They work obviously with the new fox holder die, but the ghost holder as well. So if you want to incorporate the fun ghost holder from last fall, that's a die cut, you can have him or her holding all of these cute little elements. But they also work really well on their own. So we've got our little stitched heart, we have our little XO, and then the flower and the leaves are from this. Okay, now let's go ahead and pop down. Actually, we're not going to pop this one down. We're going to have this one flat to the card so we can overlap the XO on top of that a little bit. And I definitely don't want to try to fiddle with getting my foam cut super skinny to go on the back of this XO. No, thank you. Too tiny. Michelle loves the ghost holder. I know, it's so adorable. And I love that it works with this release. Absolutely the cutest. We're going to just use our tweezers to make sure that's going to stay put for a second. Oh, Madge, thank you. That makes me so happy. I'm sure I missed some things. I try hard not to, but thank you. I appreciate that very much. All right, and here is our final little heart. Okay, so then I've got my little floral here, and there's a little bit of space, but that is okay. Here is our plan for this space. Remember our upright greetings. I am going to be stamping and embossing those on some vellum, and they're going to hang down from the flower, and they're going to kind of fill in that little open space, if you will. So we're going to do that here in just a minute. That's why I haven't attached the flower yet, because I want to make sure that I put it up high enough that we're not covering up our heart. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up the rest of our greetings. And then we will work on a little additional embellishing and the fixing of maybe not getting that quite even, which is totally fine. I've die cut a bunch of extra hearts. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. You're so nice. So we are kind of closing in on about an hour, which is pretty good. We only have a tiny bit, like the final steps on this card. And I want my Valentine's greeting just to slightly overlap my heart. One of the reasons I wanted to do this, like on a darker color, like the crimson cardstock, is because I think it kind of blends into the edge of that, and it isn't so stark like you've stamped and die cut your greeting. And then we've got our cute little sending all our love. Let's use some strips for that. Wendy says she's getting efficient at the magnet transfer. Same. When I take it out, I have my little magnet sheets and I just pop them right on there. I did it while I was die cutting and prepping my card. So we are going to slide this just a little bit underneath the loops in the G's and the greeting. I like how that, whoops, well, I like it if it's straight. We don't want it to be all skewed. There we go. There we go. So now we have that. That is absolutely adorable. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp our upright greetings so we can get those attached. And for that, we are going to do it on vellum. It may slightly hang into this space, but I think the vellum will soften that effect enough. Vellum is always a good answer, in my opinion. So let's go ahead. We're going to use the same shimmer vellum that I'm using for the leaves. And we're going to just make sure they're far enough apart, because what I want to do with this is die cut these with those sentiment strip dies that have the flag tail ends to them. So let's go ahead and just prep our vellum. And we're going to do the cream for this. Because it's vellum, I love a white or cream on vellum always. And I think against the dark stenciling of our background, it's going to look amazing. I picked two of the shorter upright greetings on purpose because I don't want them to hang down super far. But I think if you were going to make some of these hearts and turn them like into little ornaments or tags, use some of the longer ones. I think that would be really, really cute. All right. Put the lid on so we don't have a spill mess. Michelle, I love that. So there are our greetings, and now we just want to take, I want to take that little one. What did I do with it? It's probably somewhere on my desk. All right. Maybe it's this one. I thought there was a shorter one. I'm sure there is. I'm sure I'll find it here in a little while when I clean all this mess up. When you get to crafting, it gets kind of dicey. Okay, so I am going to line up the bottom flag end with the bottom of my upright greeting. I don't really care so much if it's going to cut nice up here at all, because that's going to be tucked under something else on my card, in this case, the flower. And we're going to just run this through our die cut machine. Thank you so much, Anita. That's so nice of you to say. I don't know if it's always perfect, but I try to find ways to fix those mistakes. Nicole, this vellum is called Shimmer Vellum, and it's from Simon Says Stamp, and I do have it linked down in the description. It's super pretty because regular vellum would be great here too, but I love the shimmer aspect to it. It kind of works really well with the romantic Valentine's-y type of design. Inks for Fun says wonky adds character 100%. Cynthia, yes, or you can always rewind to the beginning and you can start watching it from the beginning now. If you slide the bar along the bottom clear over, you can start at the beginning and you can even watch it on super speed if you want. Okay, so now I'm going to leave these long for a minute because I kind of think, look how cute. And we're going to take our flower. I might just leave them. I'm going to clean them up just a tiny bit. But I'm going to put glue only up at the top because we can hide that with our floral. And I want to leave the tails loose. And Madge says that her cards look worse when she tries to use a ruler. Eyeballing is her superpower. I love that. Okay, and so now we're going to add our little flower, and I did pop it up with a little foam. And we're going to take our cute little vellum leaves. And I'm only going to put a little bit. I love the stitch line in these leaves. I did this on my cards that I had in, was that Tuesday's video? It all runs together, but it was with the Pretty Pink Posh release, and I did that with green cardstock, and it turned out super cute as well. So it gives the leaves a little bit of movement. You can bend them right on that little stitch line. And then they kind of have that little bit of pop up to them that I think is so cute. There we go. And here is how our beautiful 5x7 card is looking so far. Rochelle says no super speed for her. She needs it super slow. That's hilarious. Okay, now from our layered heart set, I also went in and I took some of the heart dies and I just die cut them from several of the cardstock colors we're using, because now is the finishing portion where we can go in and kind of fill in some of those little areas. I also am going to take some of the Spellbinders Opal Gems, I think, and we're going to use those here in the center of the flower. And, well, let me see. I may grab the clay hearts. I have not 100% decided on those. I know I put them in the supplies, but we'll come back to that here in just a minute. So, let's lay these out first. Do I have a little one somewhere? I do. I think we're going to do this with our gold ones. May use a gold one here too. Oh, or this Barely Peach one. No, gold. And I think I might be able to disguise the fact that I was a little bit wonky. Oh yeah. So because I was a little wonky with my love greeting, I'm going to try to disguise that just a little bit by placing some additional little hearts around. Like it was intentional, like I meant to do it. I think we're going to try to do several different colors. Yes, like so. Okay, so now we're going to do that. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Nicole. That's so nice. Oh, Rochelle, thank you. Luna says she tends to get her sentiments straight, but knocks them wonky when trying to remove with the tweezers. Right. I've done that many times. Many, many, many. And I feel like these little hearts just kind of help round out the design. There we go. Now, do I have any other little smallish ones? I feel like we need a little small one here, but obviously not in gold. So, we're going to do a little gold one here, and I may die cut another one. I don't think I'm going to actually use the clay hearts. I thought I was going to, but I think I like the paper hearts for this. Let's just die cut. Where's the littlest hearts? Right here. I must have, maybe I didn't have any in that color. Looks like I didn't. Okay, I'm going to die cut some. And if you end up, like I'm going to have quite a few leftover hearts, I love to throw them into like a Spellbinders craft stack or a little tray or something. And I keep them on my desk because hearts especially are one of those things that I can always find a use for. And that way, if I'm ever designing a card and it needs just a little something, I always go to that first. Oh, I'm loving this. This looks so cute. Okay, last thing that we're going to do is add a few of those little gems. And I really need my little tool here. We are going to take an assortment of these little opal gems and pop them in the center of the flower because the flower really needed finishing, I feel like. So we're going to start with that. Laura says she feels like this would transfer over to a scrapbook layout very well. Laura, I have to tell you that this design comes directly from my scrapbooking days, so you are absolutely correct. I always love a little quadrant style. Absolutely. Okay, now to balance, we are going to add a few additional gems. It will also serve to enhance our design as well with just a tiny little touch of sparkle. I'm not going to go over the top with it. I don't really feel like it needs it. It's pretty busy, but still very balanced. Now I do need to put this on a card base. And for that, let's just do that really quick. I feel like I have so much stuff out. Because I do. For that, I really think it's important, like 99% of the time. Sorry, everyone, I'm dropping things. 99% of the time, I will use a white card base. But in this case, we started with this alabaster kind of creamy color cardstock. And I think that that's what we should go with for our card base. The white is really going to be a glaring, obvious when you open it up. Now, the card base is 5x7s, but I'm going to go ahead and just take this other piece of cardstock here, and we are going to trim to 7x10, and this is the Spellbinders trimmer, and I love it because it has the cutting blade, but then we can go to our 5-inch mark, and we can use the scoring blade to score our card. And just like that, we have the perfectly coordinated card base. And my paper trimmer doesn't want to stay put and keeps falling. we're going to leave it on the floor. I hear it. I hear you, paper trimmer, and you can stay there. If you want to, you could stamp inside of your card, add an additional sentiment or some cute little images, whatever you like. I am just going to glue this down. And there we go. Beautiful 5x7 card design. So cute and so much fun to create. Lots and lots of new Pretty Pink Posh products as well. Oh, Lisa, thank you so much. Catherine, they really do have tons of real estate. It's very, very fun. Okay, did I miss anybody's questions while I was fast and furiously creating? Let me know. I want to definitely answer anything that I may have missed. Oh, thank you so much, Blonde Cards and Crafts. I love the name of your user handle there. That's fun. Thank you so much, Mitzi. Luna says the vellum is just the chef's kiss. I agree. Vellum is almost always the answer. If you are struggling with a color to die cut a certain element or a way to overlay and you don't want to cover up your background but you still want to add something, vellum is always such a great addition to a card. Oh, Paulina, thank you so much. It was so sweet of you to join for the live today. Thank you so, so much. Anita says 5x7 is her fave. Yes. Oh, Laura, thank you guys. Larissa, hello, my friend. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Robin says she likes my sweater. Thank you so much. This was actually from Target from last year. Hopefully they'll have some this year. If I'm not mistaken, I think Walmart has one similar. I think I've seen it on social media. I only wear them at this time of the year, but it's a fun way to just kind of be festive and in season. Lisa wants to know if vellum comes in colors. It has. I'm not exactly sure if there's anything. I mean, I'm sure there is some out there. For a while, Lawn Fawn had some, like in some soft pastel colors. I don't know if they do anymore. I love the shimmer. That is a really good question. I will have to research that and find out. I know there has been some in the past, but I would be curious to see if any of our favorite companies currently have some. Oh no, Linda says she's trying to refrain, but she might be making another purchase. Well, they're great additions. And if you weren't here earlier, oh, I can't remember who mentioned this. Was it Vivian? That the hearts would look amazing, die cut in red, white, and blue to use like for patriotic. Really, I'm of the opinion hearts are always a good idea. So you could do them in anything. Think pastels for springtime. You could do them in summer colors. Autumn, all of it. Christmas, of course. So absolutely fun. Let's see. That is okay that you missed the beginning, Christina. You can always go back and watch the replay. Well, thank you guys so much for being here this week. Thank you for being patient with all my audio issues I had in the past. I'm so excited to have the new computer and be up and running correctly and going forward. Oh, Shari says, yes, they still have it. Shari, thank you. Okay. Shari is saying that Lawn Fawn still has the colored vellum. I will go add the link to that down in the description because if you're watching the replay and you also wanted to know the answer to that, I will make sure and have that down in the description for you if you want to go check that out. Thank you guys so much. Linda says she thinks felt stitching. Yes, I think there might definitely be some ways to incorporate these into felt stitching for sure. They are not super teeny tiny. That's a great suggestion. Absolutely, Linda. Okay, you guys, Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back here next week for Friday Live. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.